Hello and welcome back to Friday Reads, where we help you find your next read. I'm Jill.
And I'm Julie, and this week we're going to feature some new books from our young adult section that were picked by Ms. Ann, our youth librarian. So I'll turn it over to Jill for her first pick.
So my first pick is All My Range by Sabah Tahir. Lahore, Pakistan, then. Misbah is a dreamer and a storyteller, newly married to Tawfiq in an arranged match. After their young life is shaken by tragedy, they come to the United States and open the Clouds Rest Inn Motel, hoping for a new start. Juniper, California now. Salahuddin and Noor are more than best friends. They are family. Growing up as outcasts in the small desert town of Juniper, California, they understand each other in a way no one else does, until the fight, which destroys their bond, and the swift fury of a star exploding. Now Sal scrambles to run the family motel as his mother Misbah's health fails, and his grieving father loses himself to alcoholism. Noor, meanwhile, walks a harrowing tightrope, working with a wrathful uncle's liquor store while hiding the fact that she's applying to college so she can escape him and Juniper forever. When Sal's attempts to save the motel spiral out of control, he and Noor must ask themselves what friendship is worth and what it takes to defeat the monsters in their pasts and the ones in their midst. So, all my rage.
My first pick is Family of Liars by E. Lockhart, and this is the prequel to We Were Liars, which might be a familiar book to everyone. That one won the Goodreads Choice Award and was Amazon's #1 YA novel back in 2014. But this is the prequel, and this takes readers back to the story of another summer, another generation, and the secrets that will haunt them for decades to come. A windswept private island off the coast of Massachusetts. A hungry ocean churning with secrets and sorrow, a fiery, addicted heiress, an irresistible, unpredictable boy, a summer of unforgivable betrayal and terrible mistakes. Welcome back to the Sinclair family. They were always liars. A nice feature on this author's website is she has a students tab where she answers questions about herself and all her books. So that's kind of a nice thing, I thought, when I looked her up. Cool. So if you want the prequel to We Were Liars, Family of Liars came out in May of this year.
And then you have a second book to read, too, because then you can read We Were Liars. My next one is The Peach Rebellion by Wendolyn Vendranen. This is a historical tale of friendship, family, and the power of sisterhood to help heal the wounds of the past and step boldly into the future of post-World War II America. Ginny Rose and Peggy were best friends at 7, picking peaches on hot summer days. Peggy's family owned the farm, and Ginny Rose's were pickers, escaping the Oklahoma dust storms. That didn't matter to them then, but now, 10 years later, hard miles, and a world war later, Ginny Rose's family is back in town, and their differences feel somehow starker, especially since Peggy's new best friend, Lizette, is a wealthy banker's daughter. Still, there's no denying that these girls have in common families with great fissures that are about to break wide open. So when Ginny Rose imagines a radical plan to try to heal the rift in her family, these three not quite friends come together and see it through. They sense that this is a moment for them all, to prove they have the power to make things happen, to know that they can build better futures for themselves in a changing world. Well, the Peach Rebellion.
The second pick is a graphic novel, and this is Between Shades of Grey, adapted by Andrew Duncan and illustrated by Dave Kopka. This came out in time for the 10th anniversary of the original novel of the Ruta Sepetys story about Lithuanians deported by the NKVD. June 1941, a knock comes at the door and the life of 15-year-old Lena Vilkis changes forever. She's arrested by the Soviet secret police and deported from Lithuania to Siberia with her mother and her younger brother. The conditions are horrific, and Lena must fight for her life and for the lives of those around her, including the boy that she loves. Risking everything, she secretly passes along clues in the form of drawings, hoping they will reach her father's prison camp. But will her messages and her courage be enough to reunite her family? Will they be enough to keep her alive? I read her book, The Between Shades of Grey, but this looks kind of interesting. It's always cool to see all the artwork in the graphic novels. So if you want a graphic novel version of Between Shades of Grey, check this one out.
I like a lot of the graphic novels that are coming out now. My next pick is We Were Kings by Courtney C. Stevens. 20 years ago, 18-year-old Frances Quick was convicted of murdering her best friend Cora King and sentenced to death. Now the highly debated Accelerated Death Penalty Act passes and gives Frankie 30 final days to live. From the king's own family rises up the one who will challenge the woefully inadequate evidence and potential innocence of Francis Quick. At first reluctant and soon fiery Nyla and her sidekick and handsome country island boy Sam Stack bring Frankie's case to the international stage through YouTube channel Death Days. They step into fame and hometown battle that someone's still willing to kill over. The senator, the philanthropist, the pawn shop owner, Nyla's own mother. Best advice, don't go to family dinner with the Kings. More people will leave the dining room in body bags than on their own 2 feet.
Oh, goodness.
And as for Francis Quick, she's a gem, even if she's guilty. So, this is not what I thought this book was about by its title, but
no.
Definitely different.
My third pick is a book if you're looking for magic or mythical, and this is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft. When Margaret Welty spots the legendary Hala, the last living mythical creature, she knows the half-moon hunt will soon follow. Whoever is able to kill the creature will earn fame and riches and unlock an ancient magical secret. If Margaret wins the hunt, it may finally bring her mother home. While Margaret is the best sharpshooter in town, only teams of 2 can register, and she needs an alchemist. Weston Winters isn't an alchemist yet. Fired from every apprenticeship he's landed, his last chance hinges on Master Welty taking him in. But when Wes arrives at Welty Manor, he finds only Margaret and her bloodhound Trouble. Margaret begrudgingly allows him to stay, but on one condition. He has to join the hunt with her. Although they make an unlikely team, Wes is in awe of the girl who has endured alone on the outskirts of a town that doesn't want her, in this creaking house of ghosts and sorrow. And even though Wes disrupts every aspect of her life, Margaret is drawn to him. He too knows what it's like to be an outsider. As the hunt looms closer and tensions arise, Margaret and Wes uncover dark magic that could be the key to winning the hunt if they survive that long. So, if you like a little magic, a little love story, check out A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft.
Stakes are kind of high on young adults. All right, this next one, These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. Let's play a game. You have 24 hours to win. If you break my rules, she dies. If you call the police, she dies. If you tell your parents or anyone else, she dies. Are you ready? When Crystal Donovan gets a message on a mysterious app with a video of her little sister gagged and bound, she agrees to play the kidnapper's game. At first, they make her complete bizarre tasks, steal a test and stuff in a locker, bake brownies, make a prank phone call. But then Crystal realizes each task is meant to hurt and kill her friends one by one. But if she refuses to play, the kidnapper will kill her sister. Is someone trying to take her team out of the running for a gaming tournament? Or have they uncovered a secret from their past and wants them to pay for what they did? As Crystal makes the impossible choices between her friends and her sister, she must uncover the truth and find a way to outplay the kidnapper before it's too late. So,
oh my. My fourth pick is Four for the Road. This book was described as the perks of being a wallflower meets the end of the effing world in this dark young adult comedy about 4 unlikely friends dealing with the messy side of grief who embark on a road trip to Graceland. Wow. Asher Hunting wants revenge. Specifically, he wants revenge on the drunk driver who killed his mom and got off on a technicality. No one seems to think this is healthy, though, which is how he ends up in a bereavement group. Well, bereavement groups. He goes to several. It's there he makes some unexpected friends. There's Sloane, who lost her dad to cancer, Will, who lost his little brother to a different kind of cancer, and 80-year-old Henry, who was married to his wife for 50 years until she decided to die on her own terms. And it's these 3 people who Asher invites on his road trip from New Jersey to Graceland. Asher doesn't tell them that he's planning to steal his dad's car or the real reason that he wants to go to Tennessee. But then again, the others don't share their reasons for going along on this trip either. Complete with unexpected revelations, lots of chicken Caesar salads at roadside restaurants, a stolen motorcycle, and an epic kiss at a rest stop mini-mart, which begins as the road trip to revenge might just turn into a path towards forgiveness. So, sounds like an interesting cast of characters who are hitting the road.
I love that they included an 80-year-old.
I know, from the bereavement group.
My next one is Anatomy, a love story. This is by Dana Schwartz. It is the first in a series, but I don't know if she's written the other ones yet. And it's a Reese's book.
Reese's book pick.
Edinburgh, 1817. Hazel Sinnett is a lady who wants to be a surgeon more than she wants to marry. Jack Kerr is a resurrection man who's just trying to survive in a city where it's too easy to die. When the two of them have a chance encounter outside the Edinburgh Anatomists Society, Hazel thinks nothing of it at first, but after she gets kicked out of renowned surgeon Dr. Beecham's lectures for being the wrong gender, she realizes that her new acquaintance might be more helpful than she first thought, because Hazel has made a deal with Dr. Beecham. If she can pass the medical examination on her own, the university will allow her to enroll. Without official lessons, though, Hazel will need more than just her books. She'll need bodies to study, corpses to dissect. Luckily, she's made the acquaintance of someone who digs them up for a living.
Oh, goodness.
But Jack has his own problems. Strange men have been skulking around cemeteries. His friends are disappearing off the streets. Hazel and Jack work together to uncover the secrets buried, not just in unmarked graves, but in the very heart of Edinburgh society. So there you go.
A love story.
A love story.
Oh, my. My last pick is kind of a unique book. This is Lawless Spaces by Corianne Hedu. This coming-of-age novel in verse follows a teen girl who connects with the women of her maternal line through their journals and comes to better understand her fraught relationship with her mom. Mimi's relationship with her mother has always been difficult, but lately her mother has been acting more withdrawn than usual, leaving Mimi to navigate the tricky world of turning 16 alone. What she doesn't expect is her mother's advice to start journaling, just like all the other women in her family before her. It's a tradition, she says, and it's expected. But Mimi takes to poetry, and with it, a way to write down the realities of growing into a woman, the pains of online bullying, and the new experiences of having a boyfriend, and all in the shadows of a sexual assault case that is everywhere on the news, a case that seems to specifically rattle her mother. Trying to understand her place in the world, Mimi dives into the uncovered journals of her grandmother, great-grandmother, and beyond. She immerses herself in each of their lives, learns of their painful stories and their beautiful spirits. And as Mimi grows closer to each of these women, she starts to forge her own path. But it isn't until her mom's story comes to light that Mimi learns about the unyielding bonds of family and the relentless spirit of womanhood. So if you look at this book, it is written like, yeah, this whole book is this way. Like it's all like it was journaled and her poetry written and stuff. So it's kind of a unique book. Lawless Spaces by Corianne and Hedu.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we hope we gave you a good oversight on what's new in young adult literature and give you some ideas of something to read if you like that genre.
I know a lot of our adults do read the YA books.
You don't have to be a teenager.
Nope. Check out some of these. Like, comment, share. We always like to hear from you. You can find us on the Kimberly Library Facebook page and the YouTube channel. And until next time, we thank you for watching. Bye-bye.